I think you come to the Belgium to win it. Wabash always fight.
Hello and welcome to the Don Morel Show, your chance to hear the thoughts and comments of the head football coach of the Little Giant program. And Coach, welcome to the 2024 football season. I know you've been in camp for a few weeks. You had a scrimmage down at Rose-Hulman, but now we're into the regular part of the season. We get ready for our home opener and season opener this Saturday against the St. Norbert College Green Knights. It will be the first time in the history of the Wabash program that we'll have played St. Norbert. And this will be a really good test for this Wabash football team to begin the season. What basically can you tell us about the St. Norbert team?
Very little. We're trying to figure it out as we go. We did trade some film with them from last year. Who knows what they're doing now, but we've tried to prepare for everything. And they are a really good football program, great kids, and I think it's going to be a really good test for the Little Giants here on Saturday.
On paper, they've got a lot of players coming back. They did lose their top two running backs, and they do a mix of the run and the pass. But their junior quarterback was the starter last year as a sophomore. He's back. All three top receivers are back. And they have a really outstanding defense that looks like, by the numbers, they really like to put pressure on the quarterback and on the running game, trying to make tackles behind the line of scrimmage. What does the Wabash group have to do to have success against those type of veterans?
So from what we've seen, it does remind me of when B.J. Hammer was here, really aggressive on defense. They're going to try and stop the run and outman you, make you throw it. But when you throw it, they might sack you too. So as I said, we've prepared for everything, and it's going to be a challenging contest for us.
What is it like preparing for a team like this that has experience coming into the game, and your Wabash team in some spots doesn't have that kind of experience? Obviously, a new starter at quarterback, new starters at running back, some new starters, some players who have some game experience, but not necessarily starting experience outside of Connor Thompson at wide receiver. So you've got a new group on offense.
We do. Some of those kids have been in a meeting room for 3 years. They've been to 1 million practices. They have been through the grind that Wabash football is. And I do have complete confidence in they're new on the field. They've been in the program a long time.
You've been coaching this game for quite a while. I've been around Wabash football for quite a while. And it seems in cycles, you have a great quarterback. With me, it started with Jake Knott. And you'll never have another quarterback like Jake Knott. And you continue through, next week, Matt Hudson will be going into the Athletics Hall of Fame. And Matt Hudson was a great quarterback. And when Matt graduated, not sure we'll have that level. Russ Harbaugh, you can go through a list of quarterbacks. Obviously, a great quarterback departed the system after last season with Liam Thompson. But Blake White brings his own set of skills and abilities, and he's been a great learner under Liam. What does Blake bring to the game, and what excites you about seeing him on the field on Saturday?
So it was an interesting process where during the Liam Thompson years, we would try to recruit quarterbacks, and nobody wants to sit on the bench anymore, even for a year. They want to play immediately. Blake's the guy that knew he would play behind Liam for 3 seasons before he really would get a great shot to play. And I just think he's taken all the knowledge he's built over the last 3 years, and he is completely ready to start a football game. And it will look different from years past, but I believe we're going to be excellent at the quarterback spot.
One of the strengths that Blake will have is a veteran offensive line in front of him. 4 of the 5 starters are veteran players, almost across the board seniors, except for Quinn Scholler, the all-conference tackle for the Little Giants. Timothy Dixon, the one new face, a freshman who will be part of that offensive line. How important is it to be able to have veterans like that in the trenches on offense to be able to support a younger rest of the offensive group?
Really important, and those guys have been around here forever. You include Connor Garrity, who you saw play in last year's Bell game. Xavier Tyler had a giant role in last year's Bell game. So again, on offense, these are guys who've been around and have made plays for us.
Defensively, some more familiar faces back, including a couple of seniors who had a COVID year available and are taking that option in Stephen Thomas and Will Olive, Gavin Rupert, Mike Holzclaw, a whole group of individuals, Owen Volk, just a number of players who have a lot of experience on defense. What have they done to help prepare for Saturday's game? And what does it mean to have a defensive coordinator who's so familiar with Wabash College in the shape of Jake Gilbert, who now comes in as not only defensive coordinator, but associate head coach?
Yep. I would add Avery Epstein has started all 4 years for us. Jordan Cree was an impact freshman last year. Brody Fry has been around here forever also. We have a couple of freshman guys from last year that are going to be outstanding sophomore players. So we feel like we're going to be much more physical on defense. Jake has done a nice job of getting in and picking up from where we left off in spring ball. And I'm excited to see our defense played well in the Rose scrimmage. Hopefully they can continue here.
Special teams, Brody Rucker will handle the kicking duties to start. And while Blake White doesn't have a lot of experience under center as a quarterback, had a great season last year as a punter for Wabash. How important is it to have those players back in those roles to be able to execute?
It's great. Obviously, special teams are important at any level. Blake presents the additional problem of the starting quarterback being the punter. We're going to take advantage of that this year too, any way we can. Rucker really developed last year as the season went on, got better and better and better. We just think he's, 10 pounds bigger, 10 pounds stronger from a year ago, and he should be really good this year.
Gonna go off the field with this question. Some changes in rules this year, and one of the interesting changes, you're starting to hear announcers at the Division I level talk about it, the pads, iPads, tablets on the sidelines. How have some of those things changed the way coaches will approach the game at the college level?
So I've talked to a number of friends I have at the Division I level and gathered their thoughts. We use them at the Rose thing. It's interesting. I think they're going to be more valuable to the coaches up in the box than the coaches down on the field. But you've got to start somewhere. This is the first year, so we do have 6 iPads we're going to use and see how they work out.
And we were just talking about this as we got set up for the show. Getting ready now for the 2-minute notification, not a 2-minute warning, as we know, it's the 2-minute timeout at the end of each half. Having that extra break, does that affect how you think about calling timeouts, particularly late in the fourth quarter?
I think you're going to see people more apt to use a timeout in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes to go or 10 that they wouldn't normally have used it, knowing that we get an extra timeout. I find it also interesting they're trying to shorten the length of games, but then they also just gave you another timeout. Fascinating.
Final question, our usual question. Going into the first game, obviously one of the big keys will be to make sure this team eliminates mistakes. Is that always the focus? Game one is to just do what you've worked on and execute to a high level and eliminate those mistakes?
As I've watched the Division I games thus far, you just see critical mistake after critical mistake. So we're hoping we don't make we're going to make mistakes. We hope they're not critical. We don't have critical turnovers. If you watched SC, LSU, you saw it, and some of the others. So we're going to do our best to eliminate the critical first game mistake.
1 o'clock kickoff on Saturday here at Little Giant Stadium. You do want to get to the game early because at about 12:30, we'll be honoring the senior members of the Wabash College football team for their contributions to this program over their 4 and in some cases 5 years with the program. Tickets are available online. Go to wabashtickets.com to order your tickets online to avoid any game day delays at the gate. And make sure you're here to watch and enjoy the game in person. If you can't enjoy it in person, we want you to watch our live stream at sports.wabash.edu/WCVN on the Wabash College Video Network. Coach, best of luck on Saturday, and we'll talk to you, I know, next week.
I also wanted to mention we're going to honor John Barry, who was a great player on our 77 team. He's a close friend of mine. He passed away last week. Our team is playing in his honor this Saturday.
And that actually reminds me of one other thing. You'll have another sticker on your helmet this year honoring Chick Clements, who passed away this past year. Longtime legendary equipment manager here at the college, one of the legends down in the Hall of Giants, and paying tribute to him this season.
These men truly were giants, and we still stand on their shoulders today.
Thank you, Coach, and thank you for watching the Don Morel Show. It's your chance to hear the thoughts and comments of the head football coach of the Little Giant program, and we'll talk to you next week.
I think you come to the Belgium to win it. Wabash always fight.